the steam, the corresponding enthalpy, entropy, specific volume can be noted by referring the second table, right? And if you know, if we have steam of superheated condition, then 3, 4, 5 tables can be used. Means I can say first and second tables are for saturated steam, and third, fourth, fifth are for superheated steam. Okay, right. See, 1 and 2 tables are same. Table 1, table 2 are same. Okay, so only thing is, if you know temperature, how to find out, right? I will show you one simple example. Right. So at 20 degree, what is the pressure? Now if you can see here, the units are in SI units, the pressure units are in bar, and the temperature units are in degree centigrade, and the specific volume in meter cube per kg, as well as specific enthalpy in kilojoules per kg, and entropy is kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Now if you see one at 20 degrees centigrade, what is the pressure? Corresponding pressure 0.023, right? Like if you like that, if you go at 1 bar pressure, so at atmospheric pressure, what is atmospheric pressure? 1.013 bar. Okay, so what is the saturation temperature? 100 degrees centigrade. Now I will refer pressure table. The corresponding 1 bar pressure, the saturation temperature you will get 100, and the values will be similar to the same. I will show you that table also. Now you can see this is the pressure, saturated water and steam table based on the pressure. Now at 1 bar pressure, you will see saturation temperature, you can see 100 degrees centigrade. Even all these properties are same. Means I can say first and second tables are similar. Only thing is, though in the first table with respect to temperature we will move, and in the second table with respect to pressure we will move. Okay, and if you see here, if it is a fluid, you can take HF. If it is a gas, you can take Hg, right? If you do, let us say, if the dryness fraction is less than 1, if the dryness fraction is less than 1, you should consider, or greater than 1, you should consider HFG, that is the latent heat. Okay, so if you remember, we discussed in TD, for if a dryness fraction is less than 1, so we can calculate H or S. H or S we can calculate. Right, 1 second. H is equals to HF plus X into HFG. Right, H is equals to HF plus X into HFG. Okay, where X is the dynamics fraction, HF is the enthalpy of the fluid, and HFG is the latent heat. Okay, similarly, S is equals to SF plus X into SFG. How to write this HFG and SFG? HFG is equals to Hg minus HF, and SFG is equals to Sg minus SF. Suppose if dryness fraction is equals to 1, what is that? What is that steam? That is the dry saturated steam. At that time, which value you need to consider, HF or Hg? Please tell me. In this, if the steam temperature is greater than 100 or 100 degrees centigrade, okay, right? If you see whatever the any temperature, let us say 120 degrees centigrade, you will consider HF or HFG or Hg, that corresponding to that particular temperature. Please answer. At 120 degrees, I want enthalpy. Which enthalpy you will consider among these three values? Hg, because at that time it will be in the steam, it is in the gaseous form, right? You can cross check here, right? Let us consider here. You take this one by assuming X is equals to 1. I can write H is equals to HF plus X is 1. HFG I can write as Hg minus HF. Okay, therefore H is equals to HF plus Hg minus HF. Therefore HF will be cancelled. Therefore H is equals to Hg. If the temperature is greater than or equal to 100, whether enthalpy or entropy you should consider for the gases. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right, now we will solve problem. So we will use whiteboard only because it's not working correctly. Is it readable? Please answer. I think you can readable,
Yes.
right? Yeah. Now, as I told, these problems, not only any problem related to steam, we can solve by using Mollier diagram. That is a graphical method, easiest method, Mollier diagram, or by using steam table. We can solve any problem by using either steam tables we can use or Mollier diagram. Most of the problems we can do. Okay, right. So most of Mollier diagram, as I explained yesterday, first we need to select the initial point where the given pressure and temperature are intersecting, and as we know, the expansion of the steam, right, in nozzle is isentropic process. This is actual case 1 to 2a, and whereas in case of this is 2s, this is the isentropic process. Therefore, what we are doing, so first we are locating this particular point, and then we are dropping the perpendicular till the pressure, exit pressure. Okay, and suppose if nozzle is given, if simply in the problem we mentioned is a nozzle, then the pressure, inlet pressure is P1 and exit pressure is P2. Okay, sometimes he will give convergent divergent nozzle, convergent divergent nozzle, or he will ask set of nozzles or row of nozzles. Then we, at that time, this suction, sorry, convergent divergent means this is P1, then exit pressure is not equal to P2, that is P3, and throat pressure is P2. Got the point? If simply one nozzle is given, inlet is P1, outlet is P2. If in the problem you mentioned set of nozzles or convergent divergent nozzle, then inlet is P1, outlet is P3, and in between at the throat where the area is minimum, there the pressure is P2. Is it is clear? The notations I am telling. When you need to consider
Yes, sir.
exit pressure as P2, when you need to consider exit pressure as P3. Okay, right. Now, so now coming to our problem. Right, dry saturated stream enters a frictionless adiabatic nozzle with negligible velocity at a temperature of 300 degrees centigrade. Okay, it is only simple nozzle is given. Just draw the nozzle, outlet, inlet condition. This is the axis of the nozzle. Now at the inlet velocity is equals to 0, negligible. Okay, and what is the temperature is given? T1 is equals to 300 degrees centigrade, and it is expanded to a pressure of 5000 kilopascal. It is expanded to a pressure of 5000 kilopascal, and the mass flow rate is equals to, mass of the steam is equals to 1 kg per second. Calculate velocity, exit velocity of the steam. What is the V2 value he is asking. Now if you see here, he mentioned dry and saturated steam. Dry and saturated steam. Okay, now what is the dryness fraction here at the inlet? What is the dryness fraction at inlet? Dry saturated steam. Respond
1.
please. 1, because it is dry and saturated. Okay, now so this problem we can solve by using steam tables as well as the Mollier diagram. Okay, right. Now inlet temperature is given, exit pressure is given, right? So first let me convert the kilopascal into bar. Kilopascal into bar. Okay, as we know, 1 bar is equals to 1 into 10 power 5 kilopascal. Sorry, 1 into 10 power 5 pascal, and 1 pascal is equals to, that's it, 1 bar equal to 1 into 10 power 5 pascal. Means I can say 1 pascal is equals to, I can write Newton per meter square also, it's not a problem. Now from these two, 1 pascal is equals to 10 power minus 5 bar. 10 power minus 5 bar. Therefore, the 5000 kilopascal, 5000 into 10 power 3 kilopascal will be equivalent to 50 bar. Agree? means this is equivalent to 50 bar, because in steam tables we have units for pressure or bars only, not kilopascal. Okay, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Right, now what we will do, so first we will solve the problem by using steam table, then we will solve by using Mollier diagram. Okay, now you can see inlet condition, and first we will take saturation temperature, then saturation pressure we will take. Okay, then enthalpy, enthalpy HF Hg, okay, HF Hg, then then entropy of fluid, entropy of gas, then specific volume of the fluid, specific volume of the gas. Sorry. Anyone is having steam table with you right now? Anyone is having steam table with you right now? Hmm?
No, sir.
Tell me. No, right. So yes, right, no issue. Right. Those who are having open. So this is the inlet condition. This is the outlet condition. Agree? Right. So inlet condition temperature is given 300 degrees centigrade. Right. And outlet condition pressure is given 50 bar. You got it how to draw this table? Right. This is inlet values. These are the outlet values. Now those who are having steam table, open it. Refers water steam table based on the temperature. That is the first table. Now, what is the saturation pressure corresponding to the temperature 300 degrees centigrade? Open the book and tell me. The saturation pressure corresponding to the temperature 300 degrees centigrade.
Sir, 8593.
8593. Here you can see, yes, very good. 85.93, not 8593. Okay. 85 point. Now you can see this is the 300 degrees centigrade. The corresponding pressure is 85.93 bar. So these red color one are we are taking from the table. These are not given in the problem. Now in that same line, you see here this line. Tell me the values. Okay, this is the entropy, right? First one. Let me see what is here. This is specific volume, then enthalpy, then entropy. Okay, now tell me corresponding row. HF, tell me. Enthalpy. This is in kilojoules per kg. At that corresponding 300 degrees centigrade, tell me the value. Enthalpy. This is 300.
1345.
1345. Very good. That is fluid. For gas? For gas?
2759. 51.
2751. You can see here. So this is 27. Very here. 2751. Okay. Then go to the entropy. This is the entropy table. Now what is SF? Entropy units are kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Tell me SF and SG.
3.2552.
3.2552. Then SG value, gas?
Sir, 5.7081.
5.7081. Okay. Then corresponding to same temperature, what is the specific volume of the fluid? The specific volume may be in meter cube per kg. VF
Yes,
and
sir.
VG.
0.0014.
0.001.
4.
4. Yeah. Tell me VG value.
0.0216.
0.0216.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 0.02. Now this is the inlet condition. Outlet condition he has mentioned pressure, right? Now refer the second table of the steam table, that is the based on the saturation pressure at 50 bar pressure. What is the saturation temperature? Go to the second table. Now first column is the pressure, that is 50 bar. 1 second. We have 50 bar. Yes, 50 bar. What is the temperature? 263.9 centigrade. That is the saturation temperature. 263.9 degrees centigrade. Now tell me the corresponding HF.
1154.5.
Yeah, tell me next. HG.
2794.2.
Sorry.
2794.2.
Okay. Then SF.
2.920.
Uh, 9. Okay. Next. SG.
5.9734.
973. Next. VF.
0.0012.
0012. This. Then VG.
0.0394.
94. Right. Now. Yes. Any doubt getting these values? Please tell me. Sometimes he will mention these values in the problem itself, or sometimes you need to copy from the stream table correspondingly the data mentioned. Any doubt in getting these values? Please tell me.
No, sir.
No, right. Now next what we will do, first we will calculate the quality of the steam at outlet, right? So quality of the steam at outlet condition. Yes. We forgot to note down HFG values, right? Yeah, can you tell me fast? HFG and SFG correspondingly. HFG and SFG corresponding 300 degrees centigrade, corresponding 50 bar. Same table only, same line only will get it. Latent heat, HFG. At 300 degrees
Sir,
centigrade.
only SF.
SFG, HFG. Both. At 300. Right, at 300. Now this is the bottom line. HFG equal to 1406.0. Agree? Please look at the cursor. At 300 degrees centigrade, the latent heat HFG is equals to 1406. 1406. Then SFG. Same bottom line, SFG is equals to 2.453. 2.453. Then at 50 bar pressure means I should refer next table. Yeah, at 50 bar pressure, now bottom line you can say HFG 1639.7. 1639.7. Then SFG 3.053. Agree? Clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Right. Next, we will find quality of the steam at outlet. As we know, the expansion of the steam is isentropic in the nozzle, right? So this is actual expansion and this is isentropic expansion. Therefore, at 1 we know that S1 is equals to SG, right now? So S is equals to SF2. S1 is equals to SF2 plus X2 into SFG2. Agree? At 1 equal to 2. Entropy at 1 is equals to entropy at 2. S1 is equals to S2S because this is TS diagram and 1 to 2 is the vertical line. Therefore, entropy is equals to constant here. Okay. And S1 is nothing but SG1. SG1 how much? 5.7081 is equals to SF2. At 2 outlet, what is SF? 2.920 plus X2 is unknown and SFG. SFG you can do one thing. SG minus SF if you do, you will get this value directly. Even HG minus HF you do, you will get HFG. Are you getting or not? If you subtract HF value from HG, you will get HFG.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So therefore, directly I am writing SFG for outlet condition 3.053. Yeah. What is the next fraction here? X2 value. Calculate and tell me. Make it fast. What is the dryness fraction?
0.912.
0.912. Yes, this is the less than 1. Yes, because after expansion the quality will be decreased. Why I am doing all these things? Because I know H1 I can take directly Hg, but H2 I don't know, right? To calculate H2 I am doing all those things. Now H2 is equals to HF2 plus X2 into HFG2. Okay, what is HF2? HF2 is 1154.5 plus X2 I got just now 0.912, and HFG2 is equals to 1639.7. Tell me, what is this value? H2 value.
Sir, 2649.9.
2649.9 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. This is H2. What is H1 value? H1 value we can take directly, right? So the H1 value is equals to Hg because it is the dry saturated, and 2751.2751 kilojoules per kg. Right, not Kelvin, only kilojoules per kg enthalpy, right? You can see the enthalpy is decreased from inlet to outlet. That enthalpy drop is converted into kinetic energy, increase in kinetic energy, right? And what he is asking in the problem? He is asking to calculate the exit velocity of the steam, right? So what is the exit velocity of the steam? So V is equals to 44.72 under root delta H, enthalpy drop, right? So that is equals to 44.72. Delta H is H2 minus, sorry, H1 minus H2, because enthalpy is decreasing from inlet to outlet. So 44.72 into 2751 minus 2649.9. How much this value? Velocity V.
Four 449.65.
449.65 units.
Meters per second.
Meters per second. This is the velocity of the steam leaving the nozzle. Is this is clear?
Yes.
This same problem we can solve by using Mollet chart also. Can we solve? Okay, right. So we know that the dryness fraction at inlet is 1. Okay, and the temperature is 300 degrees centigrade. Where is the Mollet chart? This steam table is not required. I opened it, Mollet chart. Right, this is the Mollet chart. Right. So where is the dry saturation line here? Otherwise I will open and paint so that I can edit it. Mollier diagram. Now this you can see here, this thick red line, this is the dryness fraction x equal to 1.00. This is corresponding to dry and saturated steam. Agree? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now we need to select a point. Now we need to select a point where this dry saturation line and 300 degrees centigrade line are intersecting. Am I correct? The initial point we need to select in such a way that where this saturation line and temperature lines are intersecting. What is the temperature given? 300 degrees centigrade. Now you can see this is a 300 degrees centigrade line and this is a dry saturation line. Now I marked with black color, that is my initial point 1. Agree? This is my initial point
Yes,
1.
sir.
Right. Now corresponding to initial point 1. Now what is the exit pressure? Exit pressure is 50 bar, right? Exit pressure is 50 bar. Now where is the 50 bar line? You can see 20. This line. This line is 50 bar line. Now move 50 bar line. This is 50 50 bar somewhere. This line only? No, down. This is 50 bar, right? Means you need to drop the perpendicular from this point to this point. Now, this point is my point 2. It is clear? Identification of point 1 and point 2 on the Mollier diagram. Very, very important and very easy if you use Mollier diagram to solve this problem. Identification of point 1 and point 2. Do you have any doubt? Please ask me. Student. If you don't have, tell me, I'll proceed.
Sir,
The video was very laggy, sir.
Video was very laggy. Okay, 1 second. I will connect through mobile data. Now tell me. So again I'll explain this one Mollier diagram. Now is my voice is laggy or it's okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, now so first we need to select the point 1. We need to select the point 1 where the dry saturated line, that is x equal to 1 line, and the temperature given as 300 or 350. The temperature is 300 degrees centigrade. Yeah, means where this 300 degrees centigrade and x1 line are intersecting, that is our inlet condition. Okay, that one we are locating. Now we can see in this diagram, this thick red colored one is the dry saturated line, the corresponding to the dryness fraction one he mentioned. Okay, the dryness fraction one he mentioned. Okay, now on this line where 350 degrees centigrade line is going, 350 or 300 ones? 300 degrees centigrade. 300. Now you can see this green color lines are the constant temperature lines or isothermal lines. Okay, now this is 300 line, it is coming and it is intersecting here. Now the corresponding this blue color dot is our point 1. Reply fast. Okay, point 1 is okay.
Yes, sir.
This temperature line is 300 degrees centigrade. Now this steam is expanding in the nozzle till 50 bar pressure. Now you can see these blue color lines are the constant pressure lines or iso bars. Okay, the constant press iso bars. Okay, now you can see 20 bar, 30, 40, 50 bar. Now this is 50 bar. Just I am putting dots to identify easily because I am scrolling up. Now this is 50 bar. 50 bar. This is 50 bar, right? Now what we need to do, we need to drop the perpendicular from initial point to this on this line. Okay, now what I am doing, I am dropping the perpendicular from this point to, where is this one? On this line, right? Now because this point is on this 50 bar line, now this is point 2. Is it clear? Point 2 is the point 2 is clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Yes, sir.
Now we need to draw horizontal lines onto the y-axis because directly I am getting enthalpy. You can see here on y-axis I am having enthalpy in kilojoules per kg. And if you see the problem, the whole story we did to calculate only enthalpies. Agree? H1, H2. If you know H1, H2 directly, you can substitute in the formula. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Right, now we are getting H1, H2. We'll see here. Now from point 1, where is cursor? Cursor is missing. Right. Now from here I am drawing horizontal line. Right, this is H1 line, this is H2 line. Agree? Now this value this is H1 and this is H2. So if you see here, 2500 is here and 3000 is here. Okay, let me scroll less. Now this is between 2500 to 3000. Okay, now between 5 to 6, 1 2 3 4. Okay, this is 2000. If you see, let me change it. Yes. Right, this is 2500. Yeah, 2600, 2700, 2800. Means H1 is between 2700 to 2800. Agree? 2700, right? So we can assume H1 value as 2750 approximately. We don't get exactly. To H1 value, we will get it as 2750. H1 is equals to 2750. Approximation only will get it. And what about H2? 2650 approximately. Okay, then if you calculate V, how much you will get? 44.72 under root delta H. Delta H is approximately 100. 100 under root is 10. 447.2 meters per second we will get. Agree? If you use Mollet chart. There we, how much we got?
Yes.
449. There we got 449. This is almost nearer.
Yes, sir.
Right? We can use either this method or that method. Anything. This is up to you. Can I move to next problem?
Yes, sir.
Right, right. Next problem. Readable?
Yes, sir.
Some problem is missing. Okay. No. Is it readable? Just go through the problem. Tell me the notations. Read the problem and tell me the notations.
So P1 is 10.5 bar.
Yes, P1 is 10.5 bar. P1 is equals to 10.5 bar. Yes. And its Danish fraction X1 is given, right? 0.95. Is expanded through convergent divergent nozzle and the pressure of steam leaving. It is P3. Yes or no? Because it is convergent divergent
Yes, sir.
nozzle, the pressure is 0.85 bar. Okay, find the velocity at prod for the maximum discharge condition, right? For maximum discharge condition. What is the condition we have for maximum discharge? P2 by P1 is equals to 2 by n plus 1 whole power n by n minus 1. Agree? This is the condition for maximum
Yes, sir.
discharge, right? And what is the, and that is asking, and find the velocity at the throat for maximum discharge. Now tell me, what is the Cmax formula? Maximum velocity formula: 2n by n plus 1 into P1 V1. If you remember, maximum velocity means, in velocity, if you substitute this condition, you will get maximum velocity. Okay.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Right. So I think directly P2 we can calculate by using this formula. P2 can be calculated directly by substituting here. P2 is equals to P1 into 2 by n plus 1 whole power n by n minus 1. Tell me this value, where you can see here n is 1.135 is given, index of expansion n is equals to 1.135. Tell me P2 value, throat pressure, means in the convergent divergent nozzle the area is minimum at the throat. So this is condition P2, this is condition P3, and this is the condition P1. Tell me P2 value.
.06 bar.
6.06 bar. The pressure at the throat 6. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Some system got stuck. One second, I'll restart the system. Be online. Am I audible? Students?
Yes, sir.
Right. So what is P2 value? 6.06 bar.
06 bar.
06 bar, right? Now he is asking find the velocity at the throat for maximum. Now, is there any data missing here to calculate this one? P1 is there, but V1 is not there, right? V1. How to calculate V1? What is V1? Tell me. It is a specific volume.
volume
Yeah.
at 1.
Yeah. Go open the steam table based on the pressure basis. Tell me V1 corresponding to VG1 specific volume. Tell me we have V1 a 10.5 bar. Tell me VG value. But the drainage fraction is 0.95 is given. Wait. Drainage fraction is 0.95 is given. Tell me first VG value corresponding to 10.5 bar pressure. Someone is having steam table. Open it. 10.5 bar pressure. You can see bottom. Where is V? First column, second column. VF and VG. VG value tell me 10.5 bar. It is 0.185. Agree? At 10.5 bar, VG
Yes,
is equal to 0.185. So from steam tables corresponding to 10.5 bar pressure, VG is equals to 0.185. 0.185 kg. It's not kg, meter cube per kg, right? It is specific volume per mass. Now tell me, 0.185 is corresponding to which drainage fraction? I want answer. From steam table we are taking
1, sir.
1. Very good. This is corresponding to drainage fraction 1. What is our drainage fraction here in the problem? It is 0.95.
0.95.
Therefore, V1 is equals to X into VG. Agree? X into VG, that is 0.95 into 0.185. Am I clear? Whatever the values
Yes,
we are
sir.
taking, saturation table, we are taking the values that are corresponding to the drainage fraction 1. And if your drainage fraction is less than 1, you need to multiply that with that factor. Okay. What is this value? V1 value. What is the V1 value?
0.175.
0.175 meter cube per kg. Therefore, you have V1 value, right? C max is equals to 2 into N value 1.135 divided by 2.135 into P1. Here the pressure is in bar. You should convert into Newton per meter square SI unit. 10.5 into 1 bar is 10 power 5 Newton per meter square into our specific volume 0.175. The whole thing is under root. Simplify this. Simplify this value. Rounded one, blue colored one. So therefore C max we will get it. How much? Simplification. Two into
So
n prime
442.
plus 442 meters per second. We got C max, right? Next, what is asking? Find the velocity at the maximum discharge. Then calculate the mass flow rate of the stream through the nozzle. Calculate the mass flow rate of the steam through the nozzle, right? So we know that mass is equals to density into area into velocity at outlet condition rho 2 A2 into V2. Okay, rho into A into V. So that is equals to V is the velocity. Okay, so we can write A2 V2 by small V2. What is small v2 is the specific volume, where A2 is the area, right? So area is not given, right? So area is not given. We can assume it as 1 meter per 1 meter square, the area, and V2 we got just now 442. This is V2, velocity of the steam leaving the nozzle, and specific volume V2 we don't know, right? For that we can consider P1 V1 power n is equals to P2 V2 power n. Right, because P1 value is known to you, P2 value is known, V1 is known. The only unknown is V2 we can calculate. So we know V2 is equals to P1 by P2 into V1 power 1 by n. Agree? P2 by V1 is equals to P1 by P2 whole power 1 by n. Okay, then P1 value is 10.5 divided by P2 we got it as 6.06 whole power 1 by 1.135 into specific volume 1 is 0.175. What is the value? This is specific volume at outlet.
So 1.60.
1.60 meter cube per kg. Then if we substitute, area is 1 and velocity is 4.442 divided by 1.60. You will get mass flow rate of the steam. Clear this one?
Yes, sir. 276.25.
276 point. Check it once.
25.
I think we got specific volume wrong.
Sir, for me 0.80 V2.
V2. Here in book
Yes, sir.
0.28 he got.
Sir, for
0.28.
me 0.280.
0.2, yes, that is correct. So 1.6 is 0.280. Then you will get 442 by 0.280. It will be around 1500 and 54 meters per second. Check it once. Okay, so more one class is required to solve. So next class we will solve problems on Rankine cycle. So today we solved problems on steam nozzles. Okay, so you have to practice more number of problems from any book.